gentlemen, real for 7 years. Given all these people, Gray Hughes and Anthony Greeno, some of these YouTubers credit for them keeping the case going. Right? I think this probably will go down in history as one of the debauched cases where the family tried to control the case. What information was going to be put out. They tried to get these YouTubers to control it, the case. And if you ask me, it was a giant cover-up from the word go. Right? Something within the families and these people that they knew had something to do with the girls' murders. I mean, they seen Richard Allen every single day in that store, but yet nobody put two and two together. Now, was that the thing? Was it designed this way? Because it was a club, a gang, whatever. They were covering up. I don't know. That's my opinion. Evidence been released. Should have things been? Yes. And even now, people are looking now and disgusted. Kelsey and Doug Carter interview, where she's saying she wants to tell these people, whoever did it, that them can't stand them and the hate that she has. Is this really right? And Doug Carter's sitting there saying, yes, let them know that you hate them and everything. I think this is just some demonic shit down there. And families and churches involved in many clubs and everything. And it's horrible. We're going through the same thing up here. It is it's the end of the world. Right? We're preparing for Armageddon in masses here, up north here. It's just demonic, folks. The whole case, look at the case. Something is very wrong with the Delphi case from the word go. And it spilled over into the Summer Wells case. For the Summer Wells case. And other cases, these people mastered this mystery of witchery, sorcery, demonic, all kinds of stuff. And now it's become true. And I think they can be in the woods as demonic people, witchery and sorcery, or whatever these people are. It's wrecked the case. It's lives. We've been physically, mentally attacked. I do believe some of these people are true. People's family members were involved, and they tried to cover it up. The Weavers, that one, their family, and that's what I've. Their family members are bad and had a history, a criminal history, and bad people. And do I think? Yes, I think these people, the rest of their life, down until they take their own lives, probably. They will consistently be tormented by demons or whatever they conjure. And they conjured this up, folks. Nobody else, not me, not anybody else. These people down there conjured this madness up. And that's why they're dumping bodies in Delphi and Lafayette. That's why you have found little kids in suitcases out there. That is why you found numerous women dead out there and young teenage girls dead. It was a killing ground It was just a killing field down there. We're disgusted with it. Uh, and this is why nobody gives a crap about police or authorities. They just don't care. They lied. I don't know. They're saying the police are involved in it. I know Toby or whatever his name was is a sheriff, but actually was a suspect in this case, and people thought he was Bridge Guy. Uh, these people hated the police from the word go. Why? Probably because they busted their family with meth in a biker club. That's probably why. And they created this mess. And we got no, we are not standing down to authority or these family members that created this mess. Them themselves were fired within their family. It's no wonder a couple of them cops got killed. What happened to this family. Girls, and probably more will happen. I think they bit into something they just should have kept their mouth shut about. They controlled it on Discord. They controlled the case on YouTube, Discord, other channels, or other platforms. They controlled it. And I think some of us YouTubers got in the first place. Something is very fishy about this. Something ain't right. Or whatever. They're in too deep, folks. Other police agencies are coming in from out of state. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Homeland, all kinds of people. It's corrupt. Right? Totally corrupt. And I want them to point out that interview with Doug Carter and the one girl, Kelsey, or whatever her name was. Very weird. Very weird how she's laughing and saying, oh, I hope I can tell them that I hate their guts. I'm like, oh, this is what are they training down there? Hate? Is this the new generation? Well, of course it is. They're making their children hate. They're making their children do what they can't do. Hate. That is the big thing down in Delphi and within the churches and everything around here. Hate. We are finding this hate. And Satan is within them. Telling that little lady, you shouldn't be hating. And forget. Do not hate at such a young age. I mean, that's what they're pumping into them. Listen, people are saying, leave these kids alone. They're our generation. We're telling them, your kids are rude to people, evil. It's our generation. We've already figured out the next generation of psycho killers. We can actually pinpoint it to the bloodline of these families. And we can now actually pinpoint and say that family member there is a psycho killer. Very dark, very evil, a lot of hate. Hello, Miss Support with Stefan. Good morning. Welcome. This case was met completely cuckoo. And it was a revenge kill. And that's why them girls. There was many involved, folks. There was many involved. You can think all you want. It was just Richard Allen. He was the only one that knew about the girls and the family and all that. You got to do the history of the family to figure out how and why. Once you figure out what this family was involved in, these families, then you will understand the case. It was more than just somebody found them on the trail and decided this was planned because there was numerous women there. That day, that Bridge Guy could have easily Easily done away with. Nope, he waited. He waited because this was planned. Somebody in that family pissed off one of these dudes down there. Yeah, oh yeah, Kurtz, all of them. They all knew each other, Steffa. They all knew it. Alan, they all, Green, all these people knew each other. This was the gang, the ring we were looking for, that they were looking for before Abby and Libby's murder. That task force was created before Abby's and Libby's murders. These were the people. The meth ring, constantly. If you live in Indiana, you know what I'm talking about. They're constantly busting people. It's a traffic thing. Constantly busting people left and right, left and right. It was in the paper out here. They busted some dude up north here, 50 pounds of meth and weapons and all kinds of stuff, prostitution and all kinds of shit. So, and that led down south, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. Should we be caring anymore about any of this case? No, we pretty much figured out this case. They don't want to admit it. No, they don't want to give up the $360,000. That was also planned to go right back to these people. Also planned a big racket, maybe involving police, like some of these professionals are saying. These people are corrupt. The state of Indiana, whatever it may be. Possibly. It's funny how the judge that's running the show down there, don't she look like the lady that Brian Jones, the musician, or was dating him that one time? That's freaky how these people down there are I don't know, freaky stuff. Twins? I don't know. People say people have twins. So it could be a twin. It could have been her family members went off to England to fight when Germany was bombing England. And they had kids out there, right? The soldier or whatever had a child out there, and they came back and had a child. They look alike, don't they? It's unbelievable. But I think they all played a role in the part of the Delphi madness down there. I think they all knew each other. They all were a gang. Exactly what James Chadwell was saying, or Brian James Chadwell, whatever his name was. The same thing. He belonged to a gang. He was initiated into a gang, and they ride motorcycles. Same thing Chadwell was talking about. That he belonged to a gang, a cult, whatever it is. Shit. What about the guys that prostitute? Jade for Justice, or her name was talking about these guys. Were nut jobs, right? Even the police and the corruption within the police force. She was sleeping with somebody high up. This whole thing was a madhouse from day one. Should they have cleaned and swept? They should have, and just got rid of this mess. And tried to hopefully forget about it. Let's see what support stuff it says. The defense filed a motion to have Gall disqualified this morning. I doubt it if that's going to help. The Superior Court has already put their foot down about this. They're just trying to find more ways to keep this case the never-ending story. Why? Because they are making millions off of it. Millions. Within the podcasters, they don't want it to end. It's like the Summer Wells case. They're just making too much money off of it. You will never know the truth. You will never know the truth. Jaden and Judd Fouts. I don't know. There's a young lady on YouTube that supposedly got hired to sleep with one of these judges or one of these mayors. Crazy or new. She also knew this Chadwell guy in the gang. And we hope that little lady's okay. Right? We hope that little lady is okay. And they didn't kill her. And hopefully they got her under some kind of protection. But this case was gone from the word go. Nobody believes anything. Nobody, and I mean nobody's got any authority for any police around here. They don't believe the police, period, no matter what. They just think it's all a bunch of scam, right? You had the I-65 killer. That very well could be connected to these murders. Evansdale, which now they're saying they don't know if the girls died, if that was actually the girls in Evansdale. The Evansdale girls could still be alive. They would be teenagers now. 17, 18 years old, somewhere around there. The whole madness, it's almost like a demonic thing. That's why, these police are there just to get a check. Corrupter than all shit is shit, deep as it gets in Indiana. Nobody's got any more sympathy for the devil. Nobody cares what happens to the police anymore out here or their families. You're going to see a lot of donations be dropped from Indiana. You're going to see a lot of donations from government, federal government, that is going to disappear in Indiana for these people. The court system that is so screwed up, 7 years. Madness. Which people table and let him walk free after he's got over 250 some photos of your young kids in his phone. Everybody is like, oh, well, he don't play a part in this case, is it? I'm like, these people are nuts. These are the people that let rapists and killers free to do their work for them. That's why they want to take the table as well. They weren't there to do the killing, so we're going to take him off the table. You people are you're mad, complete mad. Let's see what's support for step episodes. Jalen and Judge Fouts, yes. They do DNA on the Evansdale girls. I don't know. There are so many videos on the Evansdale girls. They weren't sure it was them girls. They thought that the two bodies that were found were old bodies from this was all Indian area in swampland. It could have been two Indians that died out there from the 1800s, and they found the bones, right? They weren't sure. You watch all the videos, they think that you watch some of these professional videos, they think that the girls were trafficked, that they were kidnapped and used, right? They were trafficked, used, maybe in some family, maybe something. Other videos, the girls died, right? But they only found one girl's body, or supposedly, or something. You watch other videos, and do I think that they're alive? One of them could still be alive. If it was this trafficking thing, well, they probably took her as a young kid and raised her to be a slave, cook and clean and do everything else for them, and possibly have sex if they weren't related, to the person. They might have. And that's what a lot of these people do. They take these kids and then they use them for SNAP benefits, welfare checks, to be a slave around the house and do the chores and clean, and sex. So, yeah, it makes sense. If they came to me and said, we think one of the girls, well, I do think one of the girls might still be alive. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all. It wouldn't shock me at all. And, a lot of people think that DNA don't lie. It don't. But DNA gets mixed up a lot. So that's another thing, that these people are relying on DNA. And always there, and DNA is mostly contaminated, or DNA ain't gonna solve the case. You got the DNA to somebody that was either there or committed the murders. It could have been planted DNA that might not have had anything to do with anything. They just, one day before the girls came up missing, they might have gave the girls a hug or whatever and transported DNA on them. I mean, it's very crazy. Nobody's really, like I said, I think we figured out this mess down there in Delphi. And we're having the same troubles up here up north, folks, in Indiana. With these people are getting away with murder. Why? Because they're related to the police. Or they're older. Right? They'll sure as crap lock people up with disabilities out here that had nothing to do with anything. But what did they do? They blamed him because he had a disability. He was poor. He couldn't speak. So they blamed him. And they came down on him like a ton of crap, zapped him, tased him, all kinds of crap. And he was getting drove crazy by the people that lived around here that were connected to the police force and the churches. Is it corrupt? Yeah, very corrupt. Was it corrupt from the word go, Delphi? Yes. If you guys couldn't have seen put the dots together, that somebody was covering something up. One person involved somewhere down the road. With all the drugs and everything down there, it made perfect sense. With the rain, well, after Klein got nabbed and all the photos and all the watches, the drugs, and all the bags of white powder and all that crap and all this stuff, and we pretty much figured it out. Big pedo ring, but they didn't want you guys. They want you to know that. They want to go on and on and on and on and never end. With the mystery, but it will shut down here pretty soon. There will be more arrests. I do believe. For one, we've already seen the corruption with these people that had possession of photos of underage girls and an ongoing crime scene. And what happened to them? Nothing. Should they have been charged? Yes. That was obstruction of justice. And it's that these people helped corrupt the case. You call them crime fighters, YouTube channels or whatever. We call them corrupters of cases and obstruction. And yes, it makes perfect. And that's why these people are being hunted down, folks. Even the police. This case drew a lot of attention and a lot of madmen that want justice. Those want revenge. For and And even the family, if you do, like I said, folks, if they would have done their research, on this, every time someone said something, they made a video. Every time somebody said, well, what's going on? What's with this gang thing? Or this biker club that they're talking about? What is this with this family? The one guy that got busted for meth and turned informant. You know, whenever you start talking about that, they would make a new video and try and distract you from something. Right? We're not going to lie out. Yeah. Right? These back-ass people in the woods out here cooking meth or whatever. And Delphi Bridge area was a known for these people to rape, pillage, cook drugs, go out there, shoot weapons. It was a party place. Right? At night. During the day, it was a trail for these people to walk down. And here's the thing: we knew that this was all planned, orchestrated, because the guy had numerous opportunities. People had numerous opportunities to take out other kids that were there at the same time, but they didn't. They chose them to first for a reason. They knew they were going to be there. They were lured there. This was all orchestrated. And them girls might have known more than just this crap. That's what I'm thinking, and a lot of us are thinking. And as these two young ladies might have seen something, heard something other than this Anthony Shots bull crap about the prostitution, and these two young girls might have knew about it. Or them themselves were being used for fun with this pedo ring or whatever was going on. But like I said, folks, nobody gives a shit anymore. Nobody gives a crap about government. Nobody cares about judges, courts. It's all corrupt, and we don't live by their laws no more. Answer to your human laws anymore. We don't care. It's all corrupt. This has been going around in circles. And I feel bad for the other women that have been killed after Abby and Libby. Earplay, right? A bunch of people DN. An idiot out here. These clubs are killing everybody with this fentanyl shit. So it's very sad what is actually going on. Like around here, if they find out you got, they'll break in your house and steal your medication. Just nuts, completely nuts. You call the police, and 9 out of 10 times the police show up and they question, like, hey, wait a minute, I'm the one that called the police. Why ain't you down there questioning the people that the police were called on? Well, because that's probably one of their cousins that's donated to the police department for many years. They don't want to interrupt that donation to the police force, to their little cult, their little brotherhood of police. See, folks, this case will be written in history. Not what to do to the American people, right? Within the police force. This is why your children died. That's why your women were raped. And your families will be killed because you opened the door. Within our government, this Wicca, this Odin, these tattoos, all this shit, your children and this country will suffer for many years because a couple of the bad people made bad choices for a state, for a country, for mankind, and they will suffer. They will suffer amongst the lands, even in other countries. They made some bad calls. And like I said, we paid enough attention to Abby and Libby and this madness. The only ones that suffered was Abby. So the young ladies that were murdered out there and killed in traffic. But there have been other people that have come up missing and murdered and killed since them, and we ain't given them enough airtime. Or there was a couple kids found there in suitcases out there by Abby and Libby or whatever. This is very bad. This is what happened. Can't control the jungle. There's been black people missing out there. There's been all kinds of colors, all kinds of. Down there in the Lafayette, Delphi area, that cases that have not been solved. Yeah, you got to get the DNA from these guys, the Kurtz, all these dudes, Chadwell, the Klein. You need DNA and see if it connects to any of these 30-some people out there. Well, there's more now. That was 5 years ago. I think that list was put out of 33 people missing down there. You gotta nip that in the bud. I would have wiped it out. I don't know why these people waited so long. I don't know why they did this. It's obvious. It all points to corruption and demonic, evil stuff. Hell, they found a couple people in the cornfields around here with their heads chopped off. Then they found another set of bodies buried in a cornfield. Somebody's going to nip all this bullcrap. Magic, this witchery, this corruption, police crap or whatever they're doing. Someone's going to come along and nip it in the bud. And that'll be a glorious day. So let's try and get back to the other people. The I-65 killer and that crazy gang that's running around out there, or whoever it is, I have no idea. I don't know what gang it is. I have no idea. But we know witchery has a hand in it, sorcery, drugs, clubs, secret societies. These people within the police department, within the military, Wicca, and all this. Yeah, I would say it's gone bad. Thy Lord has come to destroy America, and he is doing one heck of a job. And we're going to blame this. This will go in the history books. Every single one of their names will be written down. These are the people that destroyed your country, your children, got your kids killed, your mothers and fathers, raped and pillaged. These are the people. And there's a list being made. There's actually a list being made, a black book in it, and other people's. Yeah, they think the black book was a joke. I'm like, no, the black book was true. Epstein had a black book. They all had black books. The black book is true. Right? These people were child molesters. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. They were the ones that made a living off of it. They were traffickers. They were drug cartels. They were politicians. Black books, folks. We got numerous of them. Numerous black books. with these people's name. Yeah, they made it into the black book. I told them a long time ago. They're in the black book. Don't nobody go around them. Don't nobody deal with their families. Don't nobody do anything. They've been black booked. They're corrupt. They've been marked by the devil. You folks think a tattoo is just a tattoo. Nah, you need to start opening your eyes. That tattoo sang a song that he's a rapist killer. He'll cut your throat and rape your children in a heartbeat. And that's what that tattoo stood for. That's what that tattoo stood for. He'll cut your throat, watch you bleed as he's banging you in the ass. Stone cold killer. I think you folks better wake up. They are no longer anymore. These tattoos tell a story, a sick story of many murders, rapes, and pillages of family. And you wonder why this is happening to America? You wonder why this is happening to other countries? It's all connected. All of them folks. We all have family members with tattoos. Tattoos these guys are sporting. And that song is they're nut jobs, folks. Killers. Stone cold killers. And that's why these people will never be president of the United States. Be president, but they will not have no say so over anything. You don't cut deals with child molesting, killer, rapists, gangs. You don't do it. And that's what we caught some of these politicians doing. We will not vote in a dictator ever. If we're going to have a dictator, we already have one in line, and it is not Mr. Trump. Okay, Trump cannot do. He himself, as a president, has laws and rules he has to go by. Because if he did not go by them rules, then what is he? He is a dictator. And he will take over the country, and what he says goes. If he don't like you, you're a dead man. We will not deal with dictators in my country. I'm just letting you folks rent this country. I own it. And you'll vote for who we put in front of your faces. And that's it. It's the bottom line. Or you won't vote at all. That's fine with me. We would rather have you not vote, because when we put these people in front of your face, they have made bad calls. They've wrecked this country already 10 times over. The truth smacked you folks in the face like it smacked me in the face. Do not love anybody right now, because surely they'll cut your throat and walk away. That's, I think, part of their plan to overtake this country. I know they've taken over the Delphi case numerous times. The Summer Wells case numerous times. The little Mikey Vaughn case. Madness. This is what I'm dealing with in my country. These animals. Complete animals. No regard for life. They don't care if you ever see your kids again. Hell, they even got the courts in on it. Right? The courts now are telling you whether you get to see your kid or not. Right? You're on a deathbed. The court says, well, you can't see your kid. You ain't up to date on your child support. You believe this shit? That's why this stuff is happening to America and its justice system. Nobody has the right to control a man and a woman's offspring. That was a gift from God. And this country has paid for it and will continue to pay for it until they bow down and kiss the feet that they destroyed. And they've been destroying your families and this whole country for many of years with their red tails and their left wing and right wing and their Democrats and Republicans and their religion, Catholics, Jewish, and Prosperians and Christians, and we're this and we're that. Go to hell and burn. Madness over human intelligence. God, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not bear witness. False witness on you people lied your asses off and destroyed our country. You took the mark of the beast. He was already marked. You belong to him now. There's nothing I can do about it. Repent. Wipe your tattoos clean. Yes. Within 6 months, you couldn't even tell that they had a tattoo. You couldn't even tell you nothing. It was just it just healed itself. It was gone. It was almost religious. These people allowed these people to magic and practice it in our country. You blame your country. You want to kill people, kill the authorities. Don't kill the ones that okayed this to happen in your. They okayed for Abby and Libby to be killed. These people have been okaying this crap for a long time. It is not a tattoo. That tattoo states that guy is a killer for an organization, and he will rape and pillage your until the day you die. That's what that tattoo meant. The teardrop is the teardrop underneath the eye says so much. It says this to what the professionals are saying now. He ain't got no soul to cry. He ain't gonna cry. He's killed many. That's what the tattoo is for. He's got no soul. He ain't gonna cry for you folks. He'll cry for himself. But he ain't gonna cry for what he did to them families, them people on the streets. That means go somewhere else if you're looking for tears, because that's a stone cold motherfucker there. He'll rape and pillage your whole family, no matter how old they are, for his master. That's what them tattoos for. Now, you folks don't have to believe me. It's just the research we've been doing. And we the people. For a lot of you folks that keep asking, we, the people of the United States of America, have been corrupted. The ones that you can't bang on my $8 trillion and say, will you see it our way? I don't think so. I got other ways to make money. Corruption is not one of them. Turning a blind eye to your madness that you folks, that you are just renting from me and my people. Take your toys and your stuff and your tanks and what. We'll gladly have you leave. Go to another country and wreck their country, destroy their country with the military. Hell, the women are coming here complaining they're being raped in the military by their own military men. Death machines somewhere else. We have all the technology we need. We don't need a military to rape our women. Foes and robots and machines that don't rape and pillage. They only do one thing: kill humans. And at the point we own that right now, and we're working on it. So, you created this mess. You folks get yourselves out of it. These folks created Delphi and the other women that died down there and the other kids with their bullshit lies and gang societies that are all their witchery and sorcery shit. You folks, like I said, you folks are here rent. And this is my country and my people's country that were here way before you idiots and the white man. So I suggest you folks come up with a way to pay the money for the rent, because you don't in America, you're just leasing it. I'm so sorry. There is my brother, the Crow. I think you folks need to dig deep in and realize you created the mess down in Delphi, folks, with your little gangs and your little secret societies and all the bullcrap, your little witchery and whatever it may be. And you folks, you haven't paid your rent in this state. So you got to get out of here. There's a very sad what's happened to our people in our country. Very, very sad. Nobody trusts nobody anymore. Nobody gives a shit. You know, even the mafia had rules, right? Don't kill a cop. It'll bring trouble down on us. Don't kill a politician. It'll bring trouble down on the families, on the 5 families. Well, now a new family has come in, killing the old families, and they're killing cops, and they're killing politicians. And they're saying, we don't give a shit. Now what? Taking everybody out. They're hitting cops. They're directly running into these bricks. They are taking them out left and right everywhere. These are the new that have come in to say, screw you. He's a cop. Before the old mafia things, well, we don't want to do that. They're coming in and doing what the mafia couldn't. These dudes are coming. They don't give a shit if you're president, they don't care. They just don't care. And country now, we just don't give a crap no more. We've had enough of the mess. We've had enough of Delphi and the podcaster of Delphi. And Anthony Green are the ones that kept the case going. The superheroes, until they history of their criminal records. Now these people are singing a different story. No, we're going to keep it at that. Right? Gray Hughes is the one that kept the story going. Who was a suspect in the Delphi case? People thought he was Anthony Greeno's the one that kept the story going. Who was another suspect? This is just great. They are the ones that bad for Gray Hughes. He did get kind of thrown underneath the bus. But what did we really deal with here? We know the family was into meth. One of the girls meth. Was he supplying all these YouTubers with meth? And it went bad. He got caught, ratted on somebody, or the delphi area people, and the meth stopped. Thus for pissing everybody off because they couldn't get their nose candy. Thus for retaliation. And the girls were killed. We don't know. We're just trying to put the dots together. We know drugs have played a part somewhere in here, whether they be prescription or meth or just cocaine or whatever. Somewhere down the road, somewhere, somebody's messed up on something. They refuse. They'll go with the masses. That's what they do. That's what these YouTubers do. That's what they do. They'll follow these guys, even though they're suspects, even though they lied. They were in the case. The masses will follow these people. Why? Because they're popular on YouTube. So they will eat the peanuts out of their shit if they tell them to. Channel. To being suspects in the case. We're not seeing the big picture. Somewhere, drugs, someone did something down there. These guys claim they're from there, born. You can't find a birth certificate stating they were born in Delphi. They're from Delphi. Now, we're not saying they're not from Delphi. They are actually lying. They're liars. Which I understand doing. They're running a YouTube channel. If they didn't lie and the truth came out that they are nothing but a bunch of crazies, well, then the money would stop coming in. The donations to the channels would stop coming in. The Snapchats would stop coming in. What they should have did was said, people were not this and that. This is just our interpretation of what happened or our story. This is a YouTube channel. We make our money off of donations and making a pairing of our visions of what could have happened, almost like a movie or whatever. That's what they should have did. They shouldn't have claimed that they were actually law enforcement. They manipulated you folks. They called the Anthony Greenos. Called people, hey, I'm connected to the police force. We want to know what you know. They were using that to get information. And now the truth comes out. They weren't cops. They were impersonating cops. Now, if the regular citizen did something like that, and I'm talking a connections with the authorities, we would be thrown in jail impersonating a police officer. You would be thrown in jail and arrested for an officer of, and that's how these folks got their information. They lied to you folks. They called you on the phone. Hey, I'm such and such. Connections with this, my brother, he's in this, this, that. I need some information on this. What do you know? And they dump it in their laps, thinking that they're these authorities. And they're not. They're not authorities. They're wannabes. They're informants for the police. They're wannabes. They wrecked this case. This case will never be justified. Richard Allen will never see a just date in court. I'm not 100% sold on Richard Allen. Bridge 100 feet away. Give me something where the guy's 5 feet in front of him. Give me something. I can't say that's there's too many photos and photoed up videos of that have been manipulated, edited. I can't say 100% it is Richard Allen. I do believe there was more than one person involved in this that knew about it. For all we know, the girls could have got caught. And their family felt 13 years old and showing their bodies. Or whoever this guy was. Shots. Thus far, they got rid of them themselves. Because they were so disgusted that a 13 and 14-year-old was showing their nude bodies at that age. Right? Hell, I didn't. 13. That was the least thing on my mind at that age. I was too busy out playing with my buddies and friends or whatever, football. And what at 13, 14 years old, or however old these girls were, 14 or 15, no, I can't remember. I'll tell you what, whoever is raising this generation, we're going to beat your brains in. We're going to beat your brains in because you folks are training these kids. We made a stand and said something's wrong with these kids. They're training these kids. They're training these kids already at 13, 14. They shouldn't even be concentrating on boys at 13, 14. They should be in school. They should be playing sports. They should be making dresses or painting their nails or whatever. They shouldn't be doing what they're doing. But these boys, they're groomers. And these idiots down south, they're groomed these kids from the word go. They're going to beat these dudes' brains in one way or another, whether they're behind a badge or not. I have a feeling it's going to get even worse down there in Delphi. These people are groomers, and they're disgusting pigs. Disgusting pigs. Disgusting. And a lot of people are looking towards the White House to help, and how are you going to help? This is Mike Pence's hometown. This is where the madness comes in. They were grooming these kids down there. They all been groomed. The way they're acting. Well, Kelsey, the interview with Doug Carter was just way off. Demonic. Almost. The way she was laughing, the way she was talking. She can't wait till court date, till they catch these people so she could tell them. Guts. They're going to tell them. And hatred. Complete hatred. We don't live by your laws. We don't live by nothing. Sorry, folks. We refuse. Somebody did something down there down south that they shouldn't have done. People within the police force, within the mayor's office, within prosecuting office, something's bad down south. It stinks. People are already lying. Well, that task force was created after Abby and Libby's death. No, that task force was created way before that because there was a problem way before Abby and Libby down there. You folks just didn't see it. I'm sorry. We will no longer take orders from any of these people. We are no longer we're going to move on, and we're going to give other cases down there. Justice for Ray. Finally, he was one of this crew down there in Delphi, Lafayette area. He was gay, so he was killed. The other girl was killed because there was a love triangle between somebody, Kurt, which they all knew each other, which they even in an interview said that everyone knew where the Delphi Bridge was. Everybody knew. It was a small area, group of dudes, gang or whatever it was, with women involved. Women were also in this club. And I think we hit it on the button. And nobody cares about your laws anymore. It's a free-for-all. So have a good day, folks. We're done pretty much with this madness. I can let you know this. Was many involved? Yes. Many were involved. Was there a cover-up? Yes. Will more die? Yes. Do they want you to go out there to Delphi Bridge? Yes. Bring your children out there. They want you to think it's safe down there. They want it all to go back to normal, which is raping and this club gang stuff. And mad. We've had about enough of your politics and your madness and your laws that were written by white men that came here and pillaged your daughters and your children. Is up, white man. Go somewhere else. Your lease is up in America. The lands will now be given back to the Native American people. Your shit up and take your weapons and your guns and your nuclear disasters and your biological chemicals and your madness and go back to Europe or somewhere. Go somewhere. They don't know the Native American to lease you the land no more, white man. Nor do they want to lease it to the black man. Way we don't want you. We don't want you. Our people too. The Native Americans. We don't want you. Lease is up. Get out. Now you folks have a great day. God bless you. Keep an eye on your kids, especially if you live in Indiana. Well, hell, you live anywhere in America. Keep an eye on your children and your family. And your lease is up, man. Get up. God bless y'all. Have a good day. I really don't care who you put in their presidency. I don't care really who you put in there, who says what. We don't live by your laws. I'm sorry. I don't even want to live anymore in this disgusting world because it's just so disgusting. We'd be better off in heaven than we would on earth with Satan worshipers. Right? That's the thing. That's the thing. Get rid of this idiot. Got rid of him. Right. There you go. See you later. Enjoy lockup with Benny Keys. He rubs his nipples. He loves men. He's going to love you, elephant. No, have a great day, folks. Like I said, it's a free-for-all. Been raped and pillaged. Our lives have already been torn apart by this bullshit lies and all this and the more Who's Ron L. Hubbard and the Hubbards out here, right? Big people. Everybody's talking about the Hubbards. That brainwashed you folks into reading a book. He thinks he owns the country or whatever. The Smith Mormon Bible. They think they own everything. That's who they think they own everything. They think that they're 50 wives and 900 kids that you people pay for in taxes. They think they own everything. That this country is rightfully theirs. No, white man. You own nothing, white man. Nothing. You came here and you leased the property from us Native Americans. You own nothing, white man. Your lease is up. Leave. Go back to Europe's. From what other country? Africa. Well, they don't even want them there. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? The president is saying they don't want these Jabol country, that they'll wreck their country. All this gang shit and giant penises, Brian. This is going to be one heck of a thing here. We don't want nothing to do with it. You folks have a great day. Just and the other kids that were found down there in Delphi, all these ladies that are found dead or missing. Justice for them. Enough with this Delphi case. They've had 7 years of publicity. They've made millions off of it. I would arrest dudes down there and start collecting this money. And these donations that these people have been sending to them. It was a money pit. They don't ever want it done. Same thing with Summer Wells. Start sending some of these IRS dudes to these podcasters collecting that. These guys. The crows are singing. You folks have a great day. God bless you all. Their stories will stand down to nobody. Nobody. No president. Nobody. Nobody. Not a zero. And that's men. Leave our country. Leave our country. Leave our children alone. And leave our wives and families and family. And just wait. You've disgraced us. The Eagles are back. And the Hawks are out there flying around. Now, you folks have a great day. God bless. I don't believe in anything anymore. I believe what I see. I believe. I've given up hope on everything. To get me back on track. Lease is up, white people. Get off of my property. Leave. You folks have a great. My heart goes out to all these people that were used, abused, raped, and pillaged. Justice for them. God bless.